Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Robbie Jones. You know, with this stay-at-home stuff, you know, it gets kind of boring. So, you know, when I'm home, when I'm kind of bored, I make some videos, as you saw my videos in the past. So it's that time again, bored to death. I'm sitting here in my wife's she shed, and I was talking to my daughter. She's 18, soon to be 19 years old, and you know, she was asking. She said, "Dad, well, what'd you guys do? You know, when you was younger for fun and stuff like that." So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, this video, if you in your 20s, 30s, and probably early to mid 40s, you're not gonna remember any of this stuff. Okay, you're not gonna remember it. So I was telling my daughter, she was talking about some of the toys and stuff we played with. The first thing that popped up in my mind, guys, see if you guys remember this: Rockem, Sockem robots. I remember when my cousin Jackie got one for Christmas. We stayed over his house and played all day long. All right, you guys remember this commercial?
I can be any kid on the block. Oh yeah, yeah.
They're slugging it out. A left to the jaw, and...
Oh, my block is knocked off.
But you can press it right back on. It's Rockem Sockem Robots. Press this lever. He throws a right, the other a left. Knock his block off. You're the winner.
Wait till next time.
And then there was a game, Spirograph. Now I don't know if you guys remember Spirograph. I remember us having that game when I was a kid. I don't know whose game it was. I don't know if it was my sisters or my brothers or what. I remember that, you know, you couldn't play if you lose some pieces, and we would always lose a piece or two. But this is a pretty fun game. Check this commercial out.
Amazing. These are just a few of the designs that can be made with Spirograph by Kenner. Change wheels, change colors, make a million multicolored designs, each so beautiful your eyes won't believe what your hands have done. Spirograph by Kenner.
Now, before there was Oculus and virtual games with the goggles and stuff you put on, this was actually the first virtual game when I was a kid. It was the Viewmaster, and boy, you talking about going on a journey. We thought we had something going with the Viewmaster. And check this commercial out with this Viewmaster. Check out the last two people. You might remember them. The next to the last person is Peter Brady. Remember from the Brady Bunch? And the last girl is Jodie Foster. All right, check this out.
This GAF Viewmaster is a lot of fun. What do you think?
It's really interesting. The three-dimensional color pictures are extraordinary. I find these how to play football reels very instructional. I always considered the GAF Viewmaster an ingenious invention of great educational value.
Gee, I always thought it was just a lot of fun.
All right, now this next game, I ain't no punk. All right, I'm just letting y'all know I ain't no punk, but I played this when I was little with my brothers and sisters. It was Jax. It was a fun game. Hadn't played it in years. I think I bought it for my daughter years ago when she was probably about 5 or 6, just to see if she was interested. Had no interest in it, none whatsoever. But it was a real fun game. Okay, now this other game here is, now I know you guys remember this. Now, we had up north, they call it paddleball. Okay, down south, we call it rit rat. I don't know where we got that name from, but that's just what we called it. Okay, but you can play this game for hours and hours and hours. Matter of fact, you couldn't play it inside because of the popping noise. And you know, when you start playing it, you hear mom and dad say, "Can't that mess outside?" The rit rat or paddleball. And since we're on the subject of games that, you know, we played with brothers and sisters, I ain't gonna forget about the Easy Bake Oven. You know, y'all can say what y'all want to say. Hey, look, man, we had big fun with that Easy Bake Oven. I think I broke my sister's. That's how hers got damaged. She well, evidently she didn't know that until the day till I just said it. But loved the Easy Bake Oven. Loved it.
Bake a Betty Crocker cake. Well, now that you're older, guess what? Now there's a Betty Crocker Easy Bake Oven.
just for you.
It's the most beautiful oven I've ever seen.
And it comes with real Betty Crocker mixes.
Be a Betty Crocker baker, make a Betty Crocker cake in your Betty Crocker Easy Bake Oven.
Now, I completely forgot about this game till I started talking about it the other day. You guys remember Hopscotch? I mean, man, you could just draw it up on the sidewalk or go into dirt grass and just draw your game up, man, and just play Hopscotch all day long. And you know, you remember your onesies and twosies. I don't know where we got the names from. They ain't even words, we just make up words. But man, that was big fun. Now, you know, I never got one of these. I always saw the commercial. I always wanted one. And you know how commercials make it look so awesome. I never got one. I think my neighbor had one. I think I rode it a couple times, but I never ever got one. They better not make an adult Big Wheel, because I'm gonna get one because I always wanted one.
Big wheels are a-rolling with big fat wheels in back. Fat back wheels are something else. Fat enough to take turns at full speed. Slick enough so when you jam on the brakes, you spin. Big wheel with handbrake and fat wheels in back. Some assembly required. Big Wheel by Marx.
Yeah, man, that Big Wheel was looked like it was big fun. Now, listen, the games that started it all, this has to be the #1 seller back in the day. This was the Atari game. The funny thing about the Atari game was I can remember my mother and father buying the Atari game for us, but it seemed like my father played on it more than we did. But it was a real fun game. We enjoyed it, man, and you know, it's crazy to think about what it's turned into today. Check this commercial out.
You're watching the most exciting game you will ever see on your TV set. Telstar by Coleco with 3 different games. Telstar Tennis with digital scoring, variable speeds. Telstar Hockey. Each player controls a goalie plus a forward on the other side. Oops, a goal. And Telstar Singles Handball, a game you play yourself. Telstar Handball, Tennis, Hockey. All 3 at an exciting low price. For great family fun, hitch your TV to a Telstar.
Now, another thing that you know, we like doing, because we didn't have that much to do as kids as far as inside, except for watch TV and, you know, the commercials and stuff like that. Now, how many of you remember the old McDonald's commercial? Matter of fact, they had a thing where we had to, because, you know, we didn't have VCRs and stuff back then, and a McDonald's commercial would come on, and if you can memorize it, you call the radio station, because the radio station have a contest going. So you call the radio station and they'll ask you to say the saying of McDonald's and you win a prize or whatever. I know some of you probably saying, what are you talking about? Check this commercial out. How many of you remember this?
Pickles, lettuce, cheese, and the pickles. No.
Pickles, cheese,
Lettuce and onion, sesame, all seed bun.
I think they're describing a big...
2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Say that again.
2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, onions, pickles, onions on a...
McDonald's Big Mac, the big sandwich with the great big taste that everybody's talking about.
Sesame seed bun, and we forgot the onions.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did say onion.
Are you sure?
It said onion.
All right.
2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
McDonald's Big Mac, the great big sandwich with a great big taste.
Lettuce,
Pickles.
cheese, Big Mac.
You deserve a break today at McDonald's,
where your dollar gets a break every day.
And there was always those old great Burger King commercials. I remember when this commercial right here first came out, man, we thought we made it. We thought we made it, man. I love this commercial here.
May I help you, sir?
If I wanted a Whopper and I asked you to hold the pickles and hold the lettuce, I know I'd get that fast. But would I get to hear you sing?
No, sir.
No?
You'd get to hear us sing. Girls? Ooh, hold the pickle, hold the lettuce, special order down upstairs. All we ask is that you let us serve it your way.
one big hit on your hands?
Well, the Whopper's one big hamburger.
Have it your way. Have it your way. Have it your way at Burger King. Come on now, have it your way.
Now I wonder how many of you can get your hands on or can go up in your attic and have and find one of these old Hardy cartoon glasses. You guys remember these things, man? We ain't want to go to Hardee's to get nothing to eat. We just want the 49-cent glasses with the cartoon characters on it. Check it out.
Hello, Bugsy.
Well, hello, Porky.
You're at Hardee's and you brought your friend along.
Now when you buy a Pepsi for 49 cents, you can keep the Looney Tunes glass. Collect a set, because there's a new glass every week at Hardee's. Just ask us to fill a funny glass to go.
Speedy's the face that brings me back.
Tweety's the face that brings me back.
Hardee's the place that brings us back again.
Now I know you guys remember this one.
It certainly is a big bun. It's a very big bun. Big fluffy bun. It's a very big fluffy bun.
Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call a single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef? I don't think there's anybody back there.
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.
Now this brought back old memories. Now you guys remember, like I say, you younger people won't remember this because you're just too young. But you remember we used to get the cereal, and they used to have the record on the back. Of course, you know I was a big Jackson 5 fan. You know, back in in the early 70s, 71, 72, 73, and when we go to the store, a grocery store, you know, we would see that Michael Jackson 5 on the back of the cereal box. We begged Mom to get that, and we couldn't wait to go home and eat up all the cereal so we can cut the back off because it was a record, you know, and play it on the stereo system, man. That was big fun. Now, this right here, guys, I hated it. I'm telling you, I hated it. I promised myself when I don't even know if they still make this stuff, but if I ever had kids, I would never give my kids any of this mess right here. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I hated it. And it seemed like back then, you know, it wasn't that many diseases around or anything like that. I mean, you can do stuff like, you know, drinking out of water hoses and stuff like that, man. Now I think there was a study that came out and said, oh, it's kind of dangerous for kids to do that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That was our only means of getting fluid in our system, because Mom and Dad not gonna let you running out of the house. You remember that saying, shut that door, you letting out all my air. I remember all the old great TV shows, Mod Squad, Wild Kingdom, you know, Wild Kingdom, I never could understand. It was Marlon Perkins and Jim. And Marlon always do the narrating, you know, and Jim always did the fighting. I couldn't understand that. My father used to love this show. And back then, you know, you only had like 2 TVs. And so my father would be in one room watching Wild Kingdom, and my sisters and my mom or somebody would be back in the back watching stuff like Room 222, and I really hated that show. Now, I was talking to my wife the other day, you know, about, you know, back in the day type stuff, and one thing she brought up was jelly shoes. Now, how many of you females out there wore jelly shoes? Now, I know some of you, yes, you did. You had jelly shoes. Your mom done bought you jelly shoes. All right, they brought you Buster Browns, all that good stuff. Now, for the brothers, hey, the sisters, remember this too. How many of you know what this is? Yeah, y'all know what that is. Y'all know what that pick is. You had to get your afro right. You know, that was a thing back in the day. You got to get that afro right. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. This was by far one of the coolest commercials I have ever seen in my entire life. When this commercial came on, I remember when it first came on, and I remember staring at my TV like in amazement because I couldn't believe it. This was the coolest commercial I ever seen about bell-bottom jeans. Check this out by Levi.
There was a stranger who came into our town. He was tall and had eyes that could look right to the bottom of you. We might have welcomed him, except for one thing, his hands. They weren't dull like ours, and this troubled us. Stranger, how is it your pants have colors and flared legs? He just smiled and said, I'm wearing Levi's. Dull has gone out of style. Then in his strange way, he transported us to a world of Levi's slacks and jeans, tweeds, cords, flares with Dacron polyester. It was magic. Bush jeans, blue jeans, bells, beautiful Levi's magic, coveralls, knickers, and mitts. And we cried for more. No, I must go to other towns, he said, and he left. Left us with our new Levi's. Yes, we'll miss that stranger. But you know, life will never be dull in our town again. By the way, how are things in your town?
Yeah, I told y'all, man, that thing still give me goose pimples every time I watch that commercial. How many of you remember this? When you go to the grocery store, you didn't, it's not like you wanted it as a kid, but you did it because of the commercial. Remember Mr. Whipple? Squeeze the Charmin, you squeeze that tissue, your mom look at you like you're crazy, check this commercial out.
That's him, Herman, the funny-looking one with the mustache.
I'll handle him. Hey, Whipple, you've been giving the missus a tough time for squeezing Charmin bathroom tissue?
But we don't squeeze new Charmin in the store.
Yeah.
See, there's a sign.
A sign? Honey, there's a sign.
But, Herman, we can't resist. Charmin's so deep down, squeezably soft. And the soft fragrance is irresistible. Irresistible price, too.
Honey, the sign.
Everyone squeezes new Charmin. Here.
Does smell nice, huh? Feel soft. But you gotta resist it, honey. You gotta be strong like us guys. Right, Whipple? Oh, Whipple.
Please don't squeeze the Charmin.
All right, guys, here's one of the best commercials of all time. You guys remember this? This is my boy, Mikey. Everybody knows Mikey. Check it out.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not going to try it. You try it. I'm not going to try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
When you bring life home, don't tell the kids it's one of those nutritional cereals you've been trying to get them to eat. You're the only one who has to know.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, welcome back. Listen, thank you guys for tuning in and help me share some of the memories of back in the day. I was just practicing an old dance, old line dance we used to do back in the day. Y'all remember that dance called the bus stop. Y'all remember that, all right? But listen, thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna keep on trying to practice this dance because I never could get it. And matter of fact, check this out. Y'all remember this back in the day, the bus stop. Now, how did they do that? They did. Watch this.
We've done before. Name of my dance called the bus stop. Sure enough guaranteed, make you rock. Give me a clap right where you stand, cause I want you to get down like a well-tuned band. Real big clap. All y'all freeze. One more clap. Bus stop, please. Real big clap. Everybody shout. One more clap. Toot your booty out. Real loud clap. Everybody freeze. One more clap. Bus stop, please. Real big clap. Everybody reverse. If you're out of step, you did not rehearse.